my name is JD Melnick and welcome back to the Console Gaming Channel. That's right, we're button mashers, thumbstick thrashers, and here to have a good time playing video games. I didn't think we'd have this conversation. Heck, I didn't think we'd be back in the office, but I thought it was appropriate because, well, PlayStation versus Xbox in 2022. Yeah, I thought we were done with those, but with the new rise of these different companies gobbling up studios, we're now faced with the reality of we are going to see some sort of exclusivity when it comes to our favorite games, and it might not be on the system that we own. So I want to first cover which system really offers what today in this current state of gaming, and also moving forward, what is going to be the best option for you as a gamer, and how can we maximize our console gaming experience. So let's first start with the value. Which system has the best value? Out the gates, Xbox does offer the most bang for your buck, having the least expensive console at $299, even though realistically you're gonna have to probably buy an external hard drive because 512 gigabytes of storage is nothing, and I think you get like 360 something to use. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's listed below. That is there for you. That's nothing. These games are massive, and if you're a Warzone player, you know the file sizes are huge, so you're gonna have to get that. Realistically, it's up in the $400 category with that additional external hard drive, which puts it on par with the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, except the Digital Edition is a PlayStation 5 fully minus a disc drive. So it does outperform the Series S in some ways. It's not more valuable though, because also in Xbox's corner is Game Pass, and that is $9.99 a month or $14.99 for the Ultimate, and that just gets you access to so many games. And if you do Game Pass Ultimate, you also get EA Play, and that also grants you access to EA's back catalog. It's an ungodly amount of games. And for someone who is getting an Xbox, you can also get first-party titles day one on launch on your system. And if you have Game Pass, it's a digital download, so you don't really need the disc drive, you just would definitely need more space. And that again, puts a lot of value in Xbox's corner. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Xbox wins when it comes to which one is better, because we gotta get into a very important category, which is games. I am a firm believer that the game should lead the purchase, along with your experience is far more important than the equipment, and the gameplay is way more important than graphics. But first, let's address the exclusives. Right now, as it stands, PlayStation does have more exclusives. Their IP library is larger, but it is more niche. And if you are a PlayStation user already and you've been in that world, there are chances that you already have games you love that you can only play on PlayStation. And so there is an element of that needs to be addressed. You need to understand that those games are probably gonna stay there and you won't be able to get them on Xbox. But though Xbox hasn't been known for their exclusivity, they've had some pretty strong IPs like the Forza franchise, Halo franchise, and other games like that. Those IPs are strong, but not many. There's nothing wrong with that, and some people prefer the Xbox ecosystem and Microsoft's whole deal, and that's great, or they've just grown up playing Xbox, not even exclusives, they just prefer Xbox. But as we get into 2022, that exclusive library may change. We already saw that Microsoft is in the process of buying Activision Blizzard, though PlayStation did come out and buy Bungie. These things are happening more and more. And this wasn't the last purchase either of these two companies are making. They're making more purchases, which means that more IPs are coming, but they might be coming at that exclusivity cost, which means, well, how are we going to play these games moving forward? And that gets us into which hardware is the best hardware for you. And starting right now in the current state, I would say that Xbox does have the most to offer, although PlayStation has been rumored to be offering this same service as Game Pass, Scorpio, whatever they want to call it. I call it Sub-Zero because it's more fun that way. I see that PlayStation is trying to catch up and Sony is trying to catch up with what is going on there. Now, something that was interesting when they did purchase Bungie is they also want to bring video games to movies. And while Sony is not just exclusively a video game company, they're also an entertainment massive powerhouse. There's more to their purchases than meets the eye, right? With Microsoft, they buy games and buy game companies and studios, and boom, we got ourselves games. But when Sony does it, it's more than just games. And in some instances, they may be buying these studios to create entertainment things for us, which doesn't really mean that you need a PlayStation. You get what I'm saying here? Now, that isn't a dig at PlayStation. I'm just saying that Sony's bigger than games, and that's something to be considered. While Microsoft is also bigger than the Xbox, they're technology. That's what they do. So it's very, very interesting. If you don't have either console, I mean, the best answer I have for you is both, but I think that might be a cop-out. So the both category, I would say PlayStation 5 Disc Edition and Xbox Series S. The reason for that is that gives you the disc capabilities in the PlayStation 5, so if for some reason you have physical media you want to play, boom, you have your disc stuff taken care of. Also, buying physical games, you can then sell those physical games when you're done, and you have the ability to do so on the PlayStation. Chances are, if you don't own an Xbox, then you don't own Xbox games, so going all digital from day one should not be an issue because most of the games you want to play are going to be probably on Game Pass. So there's your option. Even if you get the Xbox Series X, you still probably aren't going to buy that many physical games. You're getting it for the performance features, not necessarily the disc drive features. And I think that that's okay. So the first answer, both. If you had to choose one though, PlayStation 5 is going to offer you the most graphic intensive and most exclusive combination. You can get the best looking games and the most exclusives. Xbox is going to give you the most games at the least amount of price. That's a tough decision. I think it comes down to IPs and it comes down to your favorite exclusives, and that is the most important thing here. And realistically, when it comes to buying a system right now, you're also going to have to compete with, well, scalpers and trying to get yourself one. So the Series X and the PlayStation 5 are gonna be hard to find nonetheless. The Series S is, of course, the easiest to find, and if you just want to get into gaming today, it's my recommendation. I think that it's really important that we keep our eyes on these acquisitions because those are really what are going to dictate which system is going to be the best for you. And again, more than ever, these three things I want you to take from this: that the gameplay is far more important than the graphics, the experience is far more important than the equipment, but most of all, the games should lead your purchase. Find what you love, buy the system that plays it, and have fun playing games. If you guys enjoyed this video, the like button is a free way to tell me, hey, great job, and also to tell YouTube, hey, show this to more people. If you want to be here for all these videos, you just hit the sub button and then that little bell. You'll never miss a video. But most of all, happy gaming.